A real son of the revolution is not so much about the actual real son of the revolution. It's more about the daughters of the revolution and the silliness these women are getting themselves into. This is Obscure Book Adventures. And I am your host, Annie. So let's go back to 1902, when May Kelsey Champion wrote her story, A Real Son of the Revolution, for the pulp magazine, Ainslee's magazine. I read this short story because for my long ongoing pulp project, where I read one pulp story for every year since the pulps have started. The story revolves around women who are at the Daughters of the American Revolution meeting to discuss a farewell present for somebody who is moving and who is leaving the organization, or anyway, the chapter where she belonged to. And they are discussing what to give her, how much this may cost, what the organization, what it may cost and who gets to pay for it, if the organization pays for it, or if there is a collection and they all chip in. Anyway, this is an ongoing conversation with debate and such things. And things start to get interesting when an old salesman knocks on the door, and he mentions that he is a real son of the revolution, as his father fought in the American Revolution and personally knew George Washington. So that made him a real son of the revolution. And the lady of the house asks him in-house to tell some stories about the American Revolution and about his father and the part he played in this in the American Revolution. So he comes in and he spins a yarn, which I think, oh yeah, right, yeah. And the ladies gobble it up, as silly as they are, and they buy just about everything he has to sell. He sells soap and cleaning products and stuff like that. I don't want to spoil the plot for you if you want to read it. But at the end of the story, there is a moral which makes these ladies look real silly and selfish. But don't worry, it has a happy ending and the ladies have learned from their silliness. In 1902, the Daughters of the American Revolution existed for 12 years. So this is a real organization which still exists today, but they were formed. They were founded because of there was this the Sons of the American Revolution. They did not want to admit any women to their organization. So these women said, well, women were important in the American Revolution as well. So if we can't join the Sons of the Revolution, then we start our own organization. Because, well, women also played an important part in the American Revolution. And it is no surprise that a lot of these members of the Daughters of the Revolution back in 1902, when this story was written, were active suffragettes as well. a little bit more about the Daughters of the American Revolution. Back in, there was a hospital corps of Daughters of the Revolution, the American Revolution women. Back in 1898, during the Spanish-American War, they did important work, not only as nurses, but also as assistant surgeons. Some of the nurses were trained by the American Red Cross, and this led to the establishment of the Army Nurse Corps back in 1901. So if these Daughters of the American Revolution women wanted to be taken seriously, I have no doubt about that, why did May Kelsey Champion make them look like these silly women who seemingly don't do anything important, and they don't know what's important and what not? As I haven't been able to find out very much about Champion other than she was born in 1869 and died in 1911, I of course can't be sure about why she wrote this story the way she wrote it. But I can guess, as I like to philosophize. So, taking into account that May Kelsey Champion was 33 when she wrote A Real Son of the Revolution, this doesn't make her old enough to be set in old patriarchal traditions, and I can imagine she was maybe not an active suffragette, but she had sympathies for the suffragettes. I have no doubt about it, as she wanted to write about these women. And the reason why she wanted to write about the Daughters of the Revolution, is because she probably found it important to show people that women were also important and could be heroic. Now, it's really a patriotic organization, but in this story they don't do, like I said, they don't do anything important. It's not like they are planning an exhibition or preserving artifacts or anything, and this was and still is one of the most important things of the Daughters of the American Revolution, as they are also trying to keep the memory of the people who fought in the American Revolution, as the women who supported, the people who supported and women who supported the American Revolution, to keep their memory alive, and which I think is really important, as well. When we know history, we can have a bit better future, in my opinion, anyway. So why are they just discussing this farewell present, and why are they so easily duped in buying stuff from an old man spinning a yarn? So I know this philosophizing of me right now isn't helping much, but maybe we can take a look at Ainslee's magazine, the Ainslee's magazine of 1902. So the target audience back then were middle-class people, and it had also a vast amount of female readers as well as male readers. And pulp magazines, well, they were basically most of the time for just everybody, so they didn't take a political standpoint. So Ainslee's could have found a pro-suffragette story to political. Maybe Champion had to tone down the suffragette element in this story because Ainslee found a feminist or suffragette element in the story. They found it too political. I don't know, but I guess this must be the reason that Champion toned down the women's lip, as it were. She had to tone down or eliminate it from the story entirely. Maybe she would have liked to have written a more feminist kind of story. I don't know, but she did find it important enough to write about the daughters of the American Revolution. So I have no doubt about it that she found women important to write about. But I think this is really a pity that Ainslee didn't let her write this emancipated story. As I think, I always liked the forerunners, writers and people who are forerunners, and make life better for the future. As I think, we can improve our lives so much and move ahead. But that's a different topic. For now, I have to accept the fact that A Real Son of the Revolution isn't really a revolutionary story. It's just another story. It's entertaining, not really that special. It's entertaining because the writing style is enjoyable to read, and the end, it put a smile on my face because of the real silliness. Don't overthink too much, and you might enjoy A Real Son of the Revolution by May Kelsey Champion. So if you like to see more Pulp Project videos, I'll put a link to my playlist in the description box below. Thanks for watching.